Indoor cycling, Zwift, racing, parenting. We cover those and all of our hopes and dreams in between. Welcome to the Talk Dirty to Me podcast, an entertaining look into the lives of everyday people trying to achieve virtual cycling glory from our basements and garages from around the world. This podcast is rooted in Zwift and has evolved into found friendships, fitness, health, and a little sprinkle of humor. This may be one of the only podcasts where a little heavy breathing shouldn't scare you away, because we're riding our bikes while we're recording it.
Morning, afternoon, good evening, good night. Yeah, today we're a couple people shy, but we're also one person is in attendance. Ladies and gentlemen,
big plus.
A man with fine taste for bodily fluids. Kelso, really.
Hey.
Kelso came by to catch up.
Welcome back, Kelso.
Sully and Drew decided not to show up, if that tells you anything about my presence. I even brought this mug for Sully to see. But he's not here. You can't really see it, but it's a picture of the Don Cesar.
Oh, is that the hotel you stayed at?
And my lights tube right there. Yeah, his family's got a place just right there. Literally like 2 houses down from this like amazing hotel.
Dang. I was going to say, it looks like I can see palm trees, but not much
What's
else.
in that mug?
Yeah, it's hard to see.
That's what I want.
It's a big, huge pink palace. Americano. And then 2 K-Cups. And that's like a starter. For that'll get me to like the start of my day.
That's a lot of coffee for a start.
Nice.
My wife asked me yesterday, how many shots of espresso is too many shots of espresso in a day? And I told her, Keith Miller said he takes 6 every day. I was like, oh. She said, that's a lot. I was like, yeah, he hasn't died yet. So there's your bar has been set.
Yeah, I just
isn't he dead inside though?
I think you can just gauge it off of like heart palpitations, PACs, PVCs, and then like whether or not you sleep that night. Those are kind of my. I don't really go by milligrams.
6 milligrams of coffee.
Nice.
So
6 milligrams. So a milligram is like 90 milligrams of caffeine.
That seems fair to me.
A shot. Yeah, 1 shot is 1 milligram.
Sure.
We just come up with a new measure. We can add it to our list.
So I've had probably 3 milligrams. I've probably had at least 3 milligrams already today. I probably average at least 6.
We are slowly building units of measure. There's like a Fremont, which is a power measure, a Tiago, which is a heart rate measure, and then now a milligram.
I think there's also a Neil, isn't there?
Oh yeah,
which is a unit of sprint.
0.6 Neils.
Yeah.
What's a Neil? What's a Neil again?
A Neil is a unit of sprint.
So like a Neil is like a 12 watt per kilo sprint, right? Or 13, 14, whatever it is.
I think so.
Oh yeah.
So Alan Fisher, I think.
I didn't know which Neil we were talking about. Yeah.
He's like, I went 0.6 Neil on that sprint. So, but anyway, what you been up to, dude? We missed you.
Yeah.
Had a kid.
Man.
How's the kid?
I've been sleeping in the mornings more, which is probably the main reason I haven't seen you guys. But yeah, I had a baby in November. Madison, she's 4 months old now. She's amazing, but
nice.
She is a baby, so she requires parenting,
right. Rearing.
Yeah, but she's amazing, and status post vasectomy as well.
That was a big one.
So that's the plan. That took me off the bike, obviously. Then lots of travel and no home.
Well, now hold on.
So,
I don't think you have no home. I think you've got like 3 homes, right?
Yeah, I say homeless, but really I have like 4 houses now. Apparently.
Are you investing in real estate?
I'm staying in. Yeah, apparently, but I'm staying in my friend's basement here now. And then we really didn't know how long the renovations were going to take on the house that we're supposed to be living in. So we ended up it's not a great time, obviously, to invest in a house, but we went ahead and just got a 3-bedroom house, small one, just so we can function a little better with 3 kids. And then we'll rent it out once we're out of there, or Airbnb or something.
And this house is in your town that you're living in currently?
Yeah. So, and then my grandma's actually building a house on our property alongside the renovation. So
Is this the same grandma you lived with during residency?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, she was like, that wasn't too bad. What do you think if I just come over there? I'm like, sure.
You're like, yeah, let's do it.
We get along great.
That must be one special grandma.
And that'll give her...
I don't know if I can do that. It probably speaks more about me than anything.
She's the best. No, I think it speaks about my grandma. She's probably the only grandma I would... No. My grandma's the only ones I'd live with.
And that's out for the ether now. Everyone knows.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the other grandmas are listening. They're tuning in.
There were other grandmas that were options, but it just didn't work out.
Did you say our female listenership of grandmas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just exploded.
Well, we do have Drew's mom. She is our resident grandma, I guess.
Oh, she is a grandma.
Yeah.
Touche.
Drew has a kid. We forget sometimes.
But yeah, it's just been kind of crazy town, and I think the people I'm staying with now are out of town, and so I was like, well, because their bedroom's above me, so that's part of the reason I've been hesitant to come in here and hammer it 4 a.m, you know. But I think they're out of town anyway, so. But just kind of just ran, like, trying to overcome all these little, like, life is good. It's stable for the most part, but just trying to overcome all these little hurdles to still exercise has just been pretty insane.
Life gets in the way, right?
Oh yeah. And I thought after residency it would get easier, but it's just kind of gets more complicated.
Yeah, you just put on more stuff.
Well, you fill that space.
Yeah.
And I think my schedule is, like in residency, it was like I have to get up at 4 a.m. or I'm never going to work out today. And so there was just that motivation, like now or never kind of thing. And now I have a whole lot of flexibility. So it's kind of figuring out how to navigate that and just getting a little more sleep, which is great. But also, once you get more sleep, you spend your days just freaking out, trying to get everything in that time frame, you know?
It ruins you.
Which is a fun little game, but it ruins the consistency too. Like, I've been getting a good workout every day, but it's just a different time every day. Whereas if you're a morning person, you just you just knock it out. But
yeah,
I just never go to bed early enough. So then I feel like I've got that consistency there, but I feel like crud at 6 p.m., you know?
Right. If you're waking up.
Yeah. I'm trying to think, like, am I nearly falling asleep on the couch at 8 o'clock? Yeah, probably. But if I'm doing something that's like captivating my interest, I usually can make it through. So I guess that's a gauge of like what I find interesting. If I'm falling asleep on the couch, I'm not into it.
Oh yeah, and it depends on when your kids go to bed and everyone settles down too. If everyone settles down early.
Yeah, weird.
That's what I was just going to say.
We were just talking about this yesterday.
We talked about your kids going to bed early.
Yeah, my kids go to bed at 7:30.
One of the nice things about me waking up early to ride is my motivation to get my kids in bed is very high.
Yeah.
So there's at like
that's true.
7:55 p.m. I get very
motivated,
insistent. Like they got to be in the bed in 5 minutes, or there's consequences.
And I don't know if I'll ever get back to the 3 a.m., 4 a.m.s consistently. I could see myself definitely going 5 and 6 a.m. because things will just get so busy. But I think I got to the point where it was kind of like going to bed at a reasonable hour and making sure everything was, done in time was like stressing me out in some ways, just because I was worried about not getting enough sleep and function the next day, that kind of thing.
I think, well, and it depends on like how much volume you want to get into. Like for me, I could, probably get up at 5 and do just fine. But like, I got used to this volume now. And now I'm like, I have to have it. Like last week killed me. And I was only doing an hour and 45 minutes rather than 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
It's such a shame, right?
Unacceptable.
I've heard you've been destroying it as far as distance.
My taint.
Time on the bike.
God has.
I've been destroying that.
The taint is just.
Well, and I'll tell you, Greg and I and some other guys had this conversation after our meetup. The biggest benefit I think those long hours have given me is the ability to recover after a hard effort.
Yeah.
And then throw out another one.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Because like,
nice space.
I should not be able to hang with Greg on that 100-mile ride, and yet we finished together.
Yeah.
Holding hands across the finish line.
Yeah.
Man, I'm bummed I missed that so bad.
Holding hands across the bridge.
Across the bridge that we crossed 5 times.
We were very bummed you missed
Yeah.
it, Kelso.
You were missed. That's why we have to do another
I
one.
would have been struggling on that 100 miles. Yeah, where are we going next?
I don't know. I think Greg threw out the Columbus, Ohio. Right? That was you.
Yeah. Yeah, so we could grab the New England crowd, or not the New England crowd, sorry. The North of Atlantic Seaboard.
Yeah. Northeast.
Yeah, New England is a very special
I'm down
place.
for
and New York is
whatever,
not
man.
a part of it.
Well,
I'll fly if I have to.
and I've already pre-checked it with the wife. She said, "Yeah, we could do that." She's like, "I want to go to the zoo." It's like, all right. So
Columbus, Ohio,
we
huh?
just got to figure it out.
That's the looming question mark, Columbus. Yeah.
Yeah.
You gonna take the camper?
No, we're gonna get an Airbnb because I want to be able to like bring my bike and not worry about where it's riding. We can probably we'd have to take her car because the truck would just kill me on gas. Like just Kentucky and back,
Especially
hauling camper was over $100 for 2 hours. One way.
2.5 hours to drive.
Yeah,
Wow.
because it's diesel and it's pulling something, so it's just not conducive.
Well, and if you're going from southeast Missouri to the middle of Columbus, you got to go through all the foothills.
Oh yeah,
or all the rolling hills, I should say, of Kentucky and Indiana.
yep.
It's funny when you get into camping. You're like, we're gonna save all this money. Man.
Then your camper just sits there.
Yeah, or you use it and you just spend thousands of dollars.
That's also true. I had a little unfortunate snafu when we were putting our camper away. So we have this little like covered garage, and I was backing it in, and there's a wakeboarding boat sitting right next to our spot. And my wife's like, "You're getting real close to this boat. I'm not real comfortable." And I may have gotten a tad bit overzealous with frustration, I guess, and tried to pull out and over. And when I did, the trailer pivoted on the wheels and scraped along the post. So it ripped the fascia off of the post, busted the post up because it looked like it was dry rotted, maybe some termites, I don't know, and took out my taillight and was like messed up the back corner of the trailer. So
Moral of the story is
never
you didn't need a backseat driver.
Yeah. Moral of the story is don't ever back up a trailer slightly angry. Woo saw that.
Good call. I guess your wife listens to the podcast, huh?
No, she doesn't.
I thought. Oh, okay.
She
You can blame it on her.
she hears me talk enough. She's like, I don't need to hear you talk that. I still want to get all the wives together, either in person or on here, and just sit back and let them have the floor. It's gonna be
Complain about us.
Yeah, it's gonna be the easiest episode we've ever done.
Yeah. Highly
Talk
listenable.
about how ridiculous their husbands are.
Yeah. That's so true.
Oh man.
We were listening to a comedian. The guy was, I can't remember the name. It was hilarious stand up though, but he was just talking about just marriage, having little kids, and like just fighting about stupid stuff and everything. And I just thought it was hilarious. And my wife was just getting upset watching it. You know, it's like instead of just relating to it, laughing, she was just thinking of all the things I've done. I'm like, that's not what you're supposed to do.
It's too close to home.
You're supposed to laugh it off. Yeah.
You're supposed to do the opposite of that.
You're supposed to laugh it off. You're not supposed to remember all the things we fight about.
They just show her the Chris Rock and Will Smith thing, right? Shock it out of her. That was horrible, wasn't it? Yeah. Don't even worry about that other guy. Let's focus on this.
So what have I missed in the Eat Dirt world?
Oh man.
So much. Lots of poop.
I'm thinking through. Lots of poop.
Lots of poop.
Bonica poops all the
Multiple
time.
Is
times.
Steve Bonica? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was wondering, is if he was still the number one
I mean, he
producer.
even yesterday said
Absolutely.
he could eat corn and see it again in the morning. Like that's how
Yeah.
quickly his bowels go.
Wow.
He
Yeah.
may or may not have scoped
really
out
don't.
a hole on a golf course to relieve himself on.
He's gonna be one of those guys that gets caught on like someone's security camera, like marathon runner poops in on side of house of stranger.
We'll say he's going to get caught, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
no,
on a list
I've been
somewhere.
caught. Oh, I thought you were going the direction of he's hoping to get caught.
He's like,
Oops.
where could I go that somebody might see me?
Is that what do they call it? Is that an exhibitionist?
Yeah, that's right.
Yes. The person who wants to be seen is the exhibitionist. The watcher is the
Which
voyeur.
makes sense if
Voyeur.
you think about it makes sense if you think about his early days coming on to Eat Dirt, and he one of the first pictures he posted was the podium pic, you know, with the large snake in front.
Yeah.
Is that what we're calling it?
We're being gentlemanly.
I think everyone has different names. It just depends on their reaction when they're
Right.
scrolling.
It's funny you say that because before we got on, I was watching Always Sunny, and there was an episode. You know the song? I'll call it BDE. I don't know who sings
Yes.
it. You know what I'm talking about? That little catch. It's like the earworm of the song. Is a sample from an older song. I don't even know what the source was, but that song was in Always Sunny, and all I could think of was BDE. And I was like, they had this back in the early 2000s.
There's the radio edit for that. My wife uses it in her workout class, and the radio edit is big energy. And I'm like,
Oh yeah.
that's not
The real version.
every time. And so I hear it all the time. I hear it in the back of my head. I'm always like, sure.
I
Yeah.
love the radio edits
Yes.
because I don't ever listen to the real song half the time. There's another one that's like A B C D E forget you. I'm like, I don't know if the real version says forget.
Spoiler alert, it doesn't.
I figured.
What else have we missed in the last few months?
I mean, this is real recent, but Jose just killed it at the Eugene Marathon.
Oh, killed it.
Oh, I did see that.
Yeah.
I did see that.
2:56 finish
Sub
time.
3.
That's what I'm aiming for my half marathon.
For the finish time?
Yeah, that means he literally runs or twice as fast as me.
Yeah, I told my wife about that. I was like, his mile split were averages 6 minutes 44 seconds. She's like, "Oh my gosh,
that's a long time."
yeah, that's super fast."
That's like my time in kilometers per hour right now.
You put another unit of measure on that, 6 hours 44. Yeah. You got my time.
Trying to think. That's real recent. I don't know. Kyle and Alan have been racing a lot.
Yeah.
Or at least posting about their races a lot.
Kyle spends a lot of time in the Miller Morning Channel.
Yeah.
By himself sometimes.
Yeah. My interactions with Alan have been over coffee, so I just forget that he's a cyclist, like a really good athlete as well.
Who's that? Oh, Alan?
Alan, yeah.
Alan's a beast.
There's a challenge in dirt this month. I don't know if you've taken a look at that.
Is Jose doing that?
Yeah. Our last podcast episode, we talked about it, which I have yet to release, but should be going up Friday, I think. I was going to try and get it out before, like around May 1st, but work was so busy, I just didn't get to it.
Yeah, no, this is good, though. You can build up a
backlog.
What they call the buffer catalog.
Yeah, that's right.
I went from it's funny when those challenges start. When they started, it's probably been about a year or something, but probably a little less. But I went from offering to like manage that channel to never participating in any of the challenges, essentially. Because Sterney was like, "All right, I can't do this. Who wants to do it?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I'll do it." But then Jose had already been, he'd already figured out the bots and just already knew what was going on and stuff. And I was like, you know what, never mind, Jose can do it. And then I just like disappeared, which is probably the right call. He's done an amazing job with that, the challenges.
I think it depends on who you ask.
Yeah. Well, so tell them what the challenge is. Well, also true.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, previously they're all like things other than biking, but this month, is a bike challenge, and it's, what is it? Pretzel?
Yeah.
The pretzel.
Watch up your pretzel.
And it's
I'm doing the pretzel right now.
Timed segments.
So that means I need to go faster.
Yeah. Put in your best effort.
It's like a solo points race against everyone.
Yeah. So that should be fun.
That's kind of cool.
You get points for all the sprints and KOMs, and then you also get points based on the finish time.
Oh wow! I'm going up the epic KOM right now.
And the radios are.
I'm gonna have to clarify with him. How are we supposed to report our results? The fit file, right?
I think you just point him to the file, and I think you can. I think it's in Zwift Power. It's just under other rides.
Man, my taint is not
built for this right now.
Taint is out of shape.
No. Oh yeah,
it's the first thing I lose fitness in. Can confirm.
I'm just getting myself into all kinds of things I can't handle. I joined my dad as a retired band director, and I just joined the community band here, and I haven't played an instrument in like 6 years probably.
What do you play?
What do you play?
Trumpet mainly.
That was my guess.
Yeah, but I mean, you're. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go.
Well, I was gonna say, your lips are muscles like anything else, and so I know I'll be able to play for like 3 minutes, and I'm sure it's like an hour-long rehearsal. So, and I haven't been. I'm just like, probably should exercise or do some sort of practice.
The one that's called an embouchure.
Embouchure, yeah.
I forgot about that word.
Yeah. I'm a music nerd. Sorry.
Your purse ability.
Oh, really? Yeah. Y'all play instruments?
Yeah.
Yeah. You go first, Greg. What do you play?
Well, I'm out of practice right now. But
that's normal. Right?
I played trombone for a long time, and then a little bit of electric bass.
So you're a boner, right on.
Yes, sir.
Were you
electric
a goofy
bass?
Yeah, a little bit. My kid's playing it now, which is actually awesome.
Yeah, I remember you.
It's really cool.
You had some pictures up previously of him doing some kind of band, like camp or something.
Yeah, he's running with it. He's like legitimately good.
That's awesome.
That's
He's
awesome.
8
That'll be our next step, is like a virtual
virtual jam.
Yeah.
You know, they do
Concert
that.
on.
I'm sure they
So
do.
Quintet or something.
there's a
It's just
couple
God's
of
other
YouTube
Discord
channels.
life.
There's a couple of YouTube channels that have Discords that people get on there and jam via Discord. It's kind of funny.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
trombone, you said electric guitar too?
I a little bit of electric bass. I just played around because I know
Electric bass.
the bass registers pretty well, like by sound.
Coming from
trombone.
the bone.
Yeah. I never
about you,
did
Dodd?
much.
So I played saxophone for 7 months. My mom told me it sounded like I was killing geese in my room and I needed to pick something else. So I
Wait,
picked
you
up
didn't
the
start
guitar.
on the clarinet. You just went straight to the sax.
We had one because my stepdad played it in high school. So I didn't have to buy one. So then I switched to guitar because we also had a guitar laying around. My mom's from, she was like a Girl Scout.
Nice.
And that was when I was 11. And then, yeah, I never turned back after that. So I've been playing guitar for 26 years now.
Wow.
Play
No.
pretty much every day.
Oh wow. So
Try to.
you're actually good at guitar. You're not like me. My wife gets mad at me when I say I'm not any good at piano or I'm not any good at like guitar. And it's because I know I'm not, because I'm good at other instruments. And so I'm like, I cannot go around saying I play. Like, yes, I've strummed on the guitar for 10 plus years, but I can't go around saying that I play guitar to people, because there's people that play guitar and they know all their scales and their fingers are in shape. Like, you can't just go around acting like you play instruments that you're not consistently good at. Yeah.
No, you can. It's just people tend to frown on that.
Yeah, because then they're like, let's jam, and you're like, oh, okay. and your fingers like give out after 30 minutes.
You're like, my fingers are bleeding. Is this normal? I remember there was a guy in college. We were jamming in one of my buddy's basements, and he's like playing. He's said, "Yeah, I pretty much know all there is to know about blues guitar." So I'm just like, "What? Did you just make that statement?"
Yeah,
That's funny to me
that's
because
someone who does
the I don't know what the kernel of bass guitar is, that, or blues guitar is, that like it doesn't actually stay the same ever.
Right. Well, and it's I mean, to say you know everything about blues guitar, so you're telling me you can play everything that's ever been made in the blues?
Well, and
No.
what do they call that? That's the Dunning-Kruger effect.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Confidence and ignorance.
Just enough time in that realm to be extremely confident and ignorant.
You know, I say instruments I wish I would have learned, probably piano.
Same.
I feel like
same.
if you know piano, it translates to so many different things because you have more knowledge of like music
theory
and theory.
Have y'all seen the movie Groundhog Day?
Yeah.
Yes.
Isn't that where he just like learns to play the piano because he's just like, well, I'm the same day every day.
Yeah.
I'm
Takes piano lessons.
And then there's the concert. Man, that was so. I just love that so much because that's also the instrument that I, would love to master and never will. And after I watched that movie, I was so inspired. And I went to bed and I was like, tomorrow it starts.
I wake up and play.
But it never started.
Tomorrow's a new day.
I'd kind of dabbled in like learning some of it just with, the ease of making music at home now is crazy, right?
Yes.
Compared to like high school.
Yeah.
Me, I had like one of those old Line 6 pod beans, I'm talking about, the red ones.
Yes.
And now you can have like a plug-in
Yeah.
on your computer and sound amazing.
Well, and just like the ease of making sound for only yourself. Like,
Oh
I
yeah.
don't have one, but like I could basically buy a horn mute that has a Bluetooth signal that sends what I'm doing into headphones so that like I'm not waking everyone up.
Yeah. Yeah, you can record an entire album silently.
Yeah. Which is
It's
nuts.
amazing. Even with real amps.
Yeah.
I'm sure my mom would love to know that and give my dad a great gift
Yeah.
for Father's Day. Now he practices euphonium a lot now. He's actually really good.
Oh, nice.
It's instruments are loud, you know.
Yeah.
The euphonium?
Yeah.
What is it?
Euphonium, yeah.
It's like the baritone.
Yeah, do you know what that is?
That's like the
It's
band director's instrument, right? Like every
Maybe.
band director plays that because nobody else does.
Yeah. It's like a baritone, I guess, but the bell is
It's a
didn't come out. It's just
conical.
straight up.
It's a conical baritone instead of a cylindrical baritone.
Huh.
And it's
I've been
the
called
excited
worse.
to get.
it's the coiled
I'm
trombone.
excited to get back into it.
I mean, it is, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the benefits of like having musical instruments in your house is huge.
yeah.
Like as a kid, just having access to a guitar obviously led me down a path
Yeah.
that I would not have been in any instrument, you know?
Yes. I'm laughing because this is the worst bike riding podcast ever.
We're not even talking about bikes.
Hey,
Catching up with
yeah,
us?
I got no problems with it. I'm just waiting for Bonica to not listen and then roll his eyes.
Yeah.
Let's just
I
start
had the
talking
same
about
thought.
Marvel movies for the next 20 minutes.
Not listen was in air quotes, Steve.
We were talking. We were
Stephen?
talking about Steve and his anatomy and bowel function. Then we went to instruments. We can go back to Steve though. That first picture with
Sure.
him and those other two guys on the podium.
Scorched into my brain, yeah.
I was just like, please don't be him. Please don't be him. And then I was like, which one is you? Please don't be him. Please don't be him. He's like, you know which one I am. I was like,
Oh, you know.
he's like, you know exactly who I am.
Oh, man.
But he did
That's awesome.
he did a real life meetup with somebody recently, right? I saw some pictures.
Brasta and Drew,
Yeah.
our very own Drew.
Nice.
Good Friday, they went right.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So I guess do they live in pretty close proximity?
yeah.
Well, New Yorkers. I think all New Yorkers kind of live in close proximity.
Yeah.
We're all like a mile and an hour away.
Right. Yeah, I was just going to say that, a mile and an hour, yeah.
So I guess is
By
that
foot.
why Ohio was a hit, just because I felt we could probably get the most people there.
Yeah, it's like kind of central for most of the, like, especially the northeastern guys,
Maybe some of us Southern guys can carpool or something.
make our way. Yeah. Okay, do you fit into a car seat?
Not anymore.
Me?
Yeah, that's all I got in my back seat is car
Yeah,
seats.
I can't fit into the infant one anymore, but the regular
Maybe a
ones are fine.
booster.
Yeah.
I can.
Yeah.
Boosters are easy to rip out in anger, though. Much easier than the infant car seats.
Hold on. In anger?
I feel like here's what happens. I only have to take the car seats, like, because I got boosters in the back of my car. The only time I interact
Yeah.
with them now is like kids can buckle themselves. Is when I'm trying to put something in the back, try to jam it in, and then it won't fit, and I'm like, "Ugh." And so then I fold forward the seats, and I tell myself they'll just smash the boosters a little bit, but they'll lay down flat enough that I can get whatever this is in.
And then they
don't.
don't.
And then I'm like, come on. So then I go around, have to unclip the boosters, stack them in the front passenger seat. And at that point, you're trying to smash some, I don't know, large box item from Costco, Home Depot, whatever.
A vacuum cleaner.
I wish. My vacuum cleaner needs to be replaced.
Dyson.
Yeah.
Now,
They stand by their products.
Sometimes I feel like I'm getting worse as a parent. I'm definitely getting cheaper. Like I just buy a cheaper car seat each time.
The word is frugal. You have to use it in a sentence. That's how you replace cheaper.
I'm becoming more frugal as a father.
There's nothing.
I went and got the
Go.
I went and got the cheapest. We needed another car seat, so I went and got the. What's another word for cheapest car seat at Walmart?
Cost effective.
Yeah. Most cost effective car seat at Walmart to throw in as an extra in my vehicle, and because I'm like, they're all the same, right? I mean, it shouldn't make a difference at all. But I throw that thing in there, and I tell my son to jump in and ride. And every time he gets in there with me, he ends up like this. And the seat's like no matter what I do, it's just like this. And I'm like, wow, I guess it does matter. Like, you get what you pay for, I guess, even in car seats. And he's like, Daddy, like, it's leaning. He's like sideways. I'm like, he's safer just like in the back.
Just in a seatbelt, yeah.
But whatever. So
like, why are you taking the curve so hard?
Yeah. So it's either get a new one or just get a stick that like holds it in place. So there's a nice big stick there.
Yeah, you got to shim it up.
Yeah,
that's the problem. Every good car seat needs a shim. Car seats are like the bane of existence, aren't they?
Oh yeah.
Especially like my kids are 4 and soon to be 3, and neither one of them can climb into their car seat in my wife's car because it's like the car seats are too close to the front.
Oh yeah.
So I got to still lift my 4-year-old in every time. Man, that gets old.
Once my daughter was able to face front when she could buckle herself, she's like, what's the flip of that now? Where it's like, can I just kind of boost you up and buckle you real quick? And she's like, no. I'm like, well, we got to go. She's like, no, I can do it myself. I'm like, I know you can do it yourself, but in this instance, we just need to go. I'm getting anxious. Can we please be done with this? And she's like, no. As she like very slowly scales up in and then sits there missing the click over and over again.
You're such a patient man. I just start edging forward. I'm like, we're going to die if you don't buckle it now. And he's like,
well, see, if I start inching forward, my son then, he's older, he'll be like, Dad, that is not safe to move before we have buckled. And I'm like, no, I know. Okay, fine. Don't tell Mom.
In the back seat. Kids in the back seat are so funny.
Don't tell your mother.
They're like, put your car or buckle your car seat. They catch you every time.
All the time. I took my kid to school yesterday, and I had my seatbelt off, and the car was the school's like down the street from our house. It's like a mile, if that, right? And the car's dinging at me, and she's like, what's that beeping noise? I was like, because I knew if I told her it was because I had my seatbelt on, she was going to scold me. So I just told her, I don't know, I think the tire's low.
This is somewhat unrelated, but reminds me of when I got in trouble yesterday. You know, we were trying to make sure the webcams and the internet works, and so we just hopped on here and chat a little bit. And my daughter came out with my wife. She just had to get something from the car and went back inside. I never saw her go back inside, but anyways, my daughter Margaret, I was holding her, and we were just sitting there chatting. You know, hey, say hi, blah blah. So immediately after we hang up, I just set her down and I go inside. I thought my wife was still out here, and so my daughter's just like in the garage,
walking around,
like just by herself, can't get inside. And then like 5 minutes later, my wife's like, "Where is she?" And I'm like, "Oh." And you hear this little knock on the door. It's like a 2-year-old just like waiting to be let inside.
Can I come in?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Was she upset at all, or she was just having a good time?
Daughter.
Oh no, she was having a good time.
No, your daughter.
Thanks for clarifying, Greg.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I mean, it's okay. I slept by myself in another room, but it just takes time.
I was going to say I was visiting a buddy's friend or family in law school, and his dad was driving us somewhere, and he gets in the car, and that dinging because the seatbelt isn't buckled. My friend was like, "Dad, buckle your seatbelt." And so I was like, "Oh, hey, buddy, I didn't know you cared that much about me. Thanks." And he's like, "No, Dad, that dinging is very annoying. Please buckle your seatbelt."
It was the ding that did it.
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding.
Oh, that's great. Oh man.
Some cars that goes off, like Toyotas, I think they just after a while it's just like, screw you, you die, whatever.
I have a buddy who he has a device that just clicks in, like it's like a seatbelt clip in without the belt.
Yeah,
and he just puts it there. I'm like, you've gone out of your way
to
create danger.
Like, yeah, it's like getting your hands wet so people think you washed your hands, but you didn't actually wash your hands. It's like, well, shouldn't you have at that point? If you had to get them wet and dry them, you
could just add soap and just finish the process.
Exactly.
You're only fooling yourself.
And those germs that are on their hands.
No, they're not fooled. They're loving it.
Speaking of germs, I was watching again. Sorry to bring up Always Sunny every time we talk. I'm so invested in that show now. But
it's like
yesterday's episode was it was like after we were talking after our race, and then we all got off, and my wife was down here, and I'm watching Always Sunny, and I'm just laughing out loud, and she's just looking at me like, "Why are you laughing, you crazy person?" It was the episode that they all get the flu. And Danny DeVito's character starts rubbing like hand sanitizer on himself and shaves himself like completely nude.
Oh yeah, I've seen clips of that.
And they're all like, it's so funny because they cut to the episode and it's like they cut back to the bathroom and everybody's just sequentially getting more and more ill, and they look like death. And then Charlie comes in there and they're like, "Charlie, did you get quarantined too?" And he's like, "Nah, Frank's out here trying to shave me. I don't know, I just feel more comfortable in here." They're like, "Oh, dude, we're sick. You're going to get so sick." And then it cuts to an audio clip of him just vomiting. He's like, "That's a lot of vomit." And then the episode ends with Danny DeVito's character slithering around on the floor, bathed in hand sanitizer, and he's like, "I just want it to be pure." I laughed so hard. Hard.
I've seen that clip. I love that one.
Such a good show. I didn't appreciate it when I was younger.
Oh man,
yeah, I need to check it
now
out.
I do. What started me down this path was the podcast that they do, which is great. If anybody hasn't heard it or watched it, I like to watch it. But
oh, really?
It's just me.
I need to.
Weird.
What's it called?
The Always Sunny podcast.
Oh, makes sense.
It's on YouTube and everywhere you get your podcast delivered.
Nice.
But yeah, they go like episode by episode. Sometimes they actually talk about the episode. Sometimes they don't at all.
Oh, I didn't realize
but
that.
Either
That's
way,
the whole
it's
format.
hilarious.
It's like a director's commentary for all the podcasts.
It's like an hour-long commentary for every episode, which is longer than the episode.
They're so packed.
That's cool.
So dense with comedy. Yeah.
Well, they'll get off on tangents. And then there's a couple episodes where they took calls from people and just like answered questions and did trivia. And
that's
it's funny. They did a trivia one where if you got 3 questions right, they would send you a certificate that said you, in fact, do not have donkey brains. If you remember that reference.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going to start watching.
Yeah, I highly recommend it for Saturdays or
long
pretty much any day that ends in Y. Which
I can't do that.
They come out on new episodes on Monday.
I can't listen to or watch anything that would make me laugh. I've got a workout on. It kills me.
Yeah, it does. It does throw off the breathing pattern.
Well, luckily for me, I'm going like, I don't even know if it's zone 1.
Yeah.
Spinning mode.
Is there a zone 0?
Yeah.
There's got to be.
Spinning zone.
Zone 0 is when you sleep in.
My heart rate's almost within normal range.
Hey, man, that's where you start.
That's the only way I survived this pretzel today.
So what we did not talk about, and Bonica would be disappointed, is that, Kelso, it looks like you're coming up on Truesdale for the triceps and shoulders of Eat Dirt. So I presume you have been getting your weights workouts in.
Man, that's probably all I've got going for me in the fitness world right now. I'm very indecisive right now.
That's all the ladies care about.
I was telling Dodd this morning. Well, okay, I will say that from that. A lot of the reason I work out is to be healthy, blah blah blah. But also, I'm like, if my aesthetics aren't improving, like, why am I dedicating all this time? You know, so I've kind of shifted my focus quite a bit. But I'm not working out in the early mornings or late evenings anymore. So it's just trying to find a balance and what works. And honestly, what I'm doing right now is ridiculous, but I have like gym memberships all over town, and then I'm just gonna like narrow them down. You know, I'm just trying to find what works. But so far, I've been going to each place like once a week, and I'm like, am I really gonna do this? Like, just have all these gym memberships? But
so is it because each gym has its own draw? Like this one has a Smith machine.
Yeah.
This one has yada
That's
yada
some
yada.
of them. So one of them is just like the bodybuilders go there, and it's like hardcore lifters, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And you can get injected in your butt for free.
Exactly.
Nominal.
And you can yell.
Come on.
Yeah.
You can just
Nominal
you can
fee.
just yell and bro out, you know. And then
Drop the weights. Blah.
they've got like 10 of every piece of equipment. And then the other one, and then one is like Planet Fitness, you know, like super cheap and really close to work. Yeah. So if it's a work week and I'm busy, need to hop on the treadmill, but it's too cold outside, kind of thing. That's there. And then CrossFit gym. I've got a buddy who works out at a CrossFit gym.
I think it's called a box.
A box, yeah.
It's a box.
Yeah, they're actually not affiliated with CrossFit at this time, I guess. So that's essentially what it is. And I've got
an unsanctioned CrossFit box, huh?
But I've got a buddy who is like, he's a machine and he's very consistent. And so I know I can meet him there, you know, at a certain time every day. He's going to be there.
Accountable.
So some of that. And then lastly, this hot yoga stuff like Pilates and stuff like that. I've really enjoyed that. It's like, it makes you sweat so much. You just like, it's kind of like a detox.
Yeah.
And then you're all loosey-goosey. So it's a good stretch.
And then you go eat some pizza and drink some beer.
Yeah, put those toxins back in.
So I've really upped the game in a lot of areas, but it's been very detrimental to cycling performance for sure.
It's inevitable. It's like every time you try and like make yourself better off the bike, you're going to take something away from it.
Oh yeah, which is disappointing.
It's a shame.
I know.
Which I think Truesdale. Speaking of Truesdale, with the tris and shoulders and back, I mean, he's done enough swimming now. He looks like a Greek god from behind, but he was somebody who just stuck with it when he upped his mileage and everything and just
kept going.
Came full circle.
Sorry, just derailed there.
But I think if I stick with it long enough, you know, and get some riding consistency, hopefully I'll be back stronger than ever. But
we joined the big athletic center in the area. It's got a pool and classes and a bunch of tennis courts, all kinds of stuff. And I was looking at classes. It was like, I don't know, they got TRX type stuff, and then they also got lane swimming. and you can like sign up for a time. I was trying to talk to my wife. I was like, I think I'm going to do this. She's like, oh, okay. They got stuff at 5. I was like, they got stuff at 5:30. I think it would work. And she's like, oh, yeah, I think that'd probably work. And I was like, so like right after work, I could go off and do this. And she's like, oh, 5:30 p.m. I was like, yeah. She's like, no, I thought you were saying 5:30 a.m. I was like, oh, I don't want to lose time on the bike. And she's like, you're gonna have to make a choice, Greg. You cannot have 16 hours each week. I was like,
Challenge accepted.
Yeah, that's where the increased sleep has really been a challenge for me, and that's part of the reason I have 4 gym memberships too, is because like yesterday I couldn't do CrossFit at 4:30 because my son had a t-ball game at 6:25, and I needed to be there to help get him ready and make sure he's there on time, stuff like that. So it's like, okay, I'll just do this thing at a different time. So it's nice sleeping in, but every day is a new challenge, like squeaking in that time.
Now, I have to ask first, is there any chance your wife is going to watch this podcast? I already know the answer to this, but just to confirm.
There's like there's 100% chance that she will not.
That she won't. Okay. So
she'll watch it in 30 years and we'll fight about it.
Are you playing the long game here? And you're like, I'm going to get 4 gym memberships so that the amount of money per month that I put out there is just crazy, right? And then convince her I need to buy the stuff for my own home.
Ooh, exactly.
Is that the long game?
Yeah, like, hey, we're spending this many hundreds of dollars a month, But no, what's crazy is CrossFit's kind of expensive, but this hot yoga thing is just crazy expensive. So if I dropped anything, I would just drop that.
Well, I mean, you could do that in your home. You just crank the heat up and just start doing like half moon.
That would save
stuff,
us
right?
money. Yeah, no air conditioner.
I was just going to say, man, summertime in Arkansas, just open the garage.
Yeah. Hot yoga, all you need to bring is the yoga.
To me, the accountability is such a big part of it. Like, I have some stuff at home. I've actually got the guy I'm staying with now actually owns the CrossFit gym, but he has a home gym here.
Nice.
But I've never used it because it's like just being around people.
Yeah.
Allows you to push yourself.
Yoga in groups, even if nobody else knows what they're doing, is much nicer than yoga alone.
I'm the total opposite. I'd much rather work out in my own home.
Yeah. I don't know. When I do,
not that I'm like self-conscious, but it's just more like time efficient.
That I can't disagree with. I'm just saying there's certain activities where it's nice. Yoga is one of them, in my opinion.
Some of the power lifts,
it's nice to smell other people sweating next to you.
Because I don't know, yoga's hard, and seeing other people suffering or trying and suffering
exactly
makes me not give up.
Which is why we do this, right?
Exactly.
Biking's hard.
Yeah.
Watching other people do it makes it not less hard, but tolerable.
Let's see what is. It was good catching up with you guys, man. That's been too long.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll have to make it more frequent. Make sure you get out of bed. We'll be your accountability buddies.
I've been up early twice this week already.
Ruh-roh.
So you got anything planned for the immediate future? You guys do anything this weekend?
For this week,
it's Mother's Day.
Mother's Day is coming up. Yeah, just a reminder to everyone out there.
That was my subtle way of reminding you both.
Hey, I'm ahead of the game. I already ordered something that'll be here 3 days after Mother's Day. So
smart man,
way ahead of schedule.
Yeah,
I'm early in the late game this time.
All right, this May is my wife's birthday was last Sunday. This coming Sunday is Mother's Day. And I think the following weekend is my son's birthday weekend. So, for which my wife will be out of town at a conference.
You got no weekends for a month.
So, yeah,
So no party is what you're saying?
Every week of May is coming up, Greg.
Greg's going to reach peak form in May.
That's awesome. Or diatribe.
My wife's gift for Mother's Day is the two of us going on Friday to see Doctor Strange on opening day.
Ooh. That's a
yes.
good one. I may steal that one.
Yeah.
I'm happy to give that one.
It's on the to-do list. I'm putting it now.
Take wife to movie.
I'm going to buy. I'm getting my mother the best Mother's Day gift, which is 15 bags of mulch placed for her.
Yeah, I was going to say, in your labor.
I would say Mother's Day usually for us, I mean, I'm over here complaining, but usually that's when we go. My wife likes getting like plants for the deck and yard, flowers and stuff. And that's usually when we go get everything and then pot a bunch of plants. Nice.
Yeah, my family did that while I was at work this week. Planted some tomatoes, strawberries.
That's cool.
My daughter's like, we're going to eat those tomatoes, but they got to get a little taller first. It's like, that's right, because they're like this big. Well, yes, Kelso, thank you so much for joining us. You have been missed, will be missed. Welcome anytime.
Appreciate you guys. It's been good to catch up. I apologize to all 10 viewers out there.
No, we're up to
this was such a boring
dozens.
episode. I mean,
Dozens. Well, quick. Do you have any urine you can drink?
I already had it
know
first
that
thing.
trick.
I already had
That'll
it first
keep it till
thing
the
this
end.
morning, so good there.
I knew
I'm
I was
not.
too late.
I'll be working on number 2. I'm not there yet, but I'll be dropping them Bonica style before long.
Pardon, did you eat any corn yesterday?
No.
And on that note. All right, we'll see you guys next week.
See you.
Bye.
Suck it, Miller.